pulse of the road and the future of flight. From viral trends to policy shifts, we cut through the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your fast track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From the Billionaire News Channel studio to Mellow 947 BFM. Sitting in for Paulo Del Rosario, I'm Gie Barroga, and this is Shift Happens. Every day, thousands of Filipinos leave their homes hoping to reach their destinations safely and on time. Whether by car, jeepney, train, or bicycle, the daily commute has become a shared experience, one filled with traffic, unexpected challenges, and the constant need to adapt. For some, the commute is simply a routine, but for others, it has become a way to document the realities of our streets. Every ride tells a story, from improvements in bike infrastructure to the daily challenges of sharing the road with different road users. Through the power of social media, these everyday experiences have sparked important conversations about road safety, responsible road sharing, and better mobility for all. As more Filipinos explore alternative ways to get around the city, bike commuting continues to grow, not just as a mode of transport, but as a movement towards safer and more inclusive streets. Joining us today is a content creator and advocate behind Manila Bike Commuter, a platform that documents the everyday experiences of Filipino bike commuters. Please welcome Janardan Das Ladyong, better known as Manila Bike Commuter.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming to the show. You're a content creator, you are an advocate. How did it all start for you, and what's the reason behind starting this?
It's actually started because Google Photos stopped having the unlimited storage. So I thought of a way of what should I do to still have my commutes, because I started recording my bike commutes in 2017. It was a bit after, if you remember, the incident in June 2016 where a cyclist was shot dead by a motorist after an altercation. So it was after that I thought of maybe I need to record my rides. So
for your protection.
Yes, for my own safety.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's where I started to record my commutes. I started in November 2017. I used my phone, my smartphone that time. The footage was useless, so it was jittery. It was useless. So that's when I invested in an action camera, and from then it evolved to a 360 camera, so it has more view. Then now I have actually two 360 cameras to record commutes.
Yes, but from just documenting your daily commute, and from year 2017, now we're in 2026. How did Manila Bike Commuter evolve as a mobility advocacy platform, not just for you, but for all the other cyclists and all the other road users actually that are using the road?
Yes, going back, so yeah, it was because of Google Photos. They stopped giving unlimited storage. So I started the social media page. I actually thought of a name of what I can use. I was thinking of cyclist, but there's a connotation with cyclists that they're more of sports and recreation. Then I thought of using biker. But then biker, when you search for biker in Instagram or Facebook, it's more of big bikes, motorcycles. So that's where I got the term bike commuter. I think I got it from Pinay Bike Commuter, who's also an advocate.
Yeah.
And I used Manila because Metro Manila is long and doesn't sound well. So I shortened it to Manila Bike Commuter because I basically bike commute within Metro Manila.
So what's your daily commute look like? And from 2017, did it change a few years after?
Yes, it did. I started bike commuting actually in 2004 in Pampanga for my volunteer work. But when I came back here, I still continued volunteer work and I also went to college. So I bike commuted from San Juan to Makati. At first, I actually took public transport, but really took a long time. One way, going from San Juan to Makati is 5 jeepney rides, which takes 45 minutes at the fastest. And it can take from 45 minutes to 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if it's raining. So yeah.
Pero with bike,
When I tried bike commuting because I was tired of public transport. So it only took me 30 minutes. That's a chill pace for a 6-kilometer distance.
so there are still challenges on the road. So sabi mo, it did change. But looking at it now, we had the pandemic and bike infrastructure. Some bike infrastructure were constructed, natanggal, and ngayon binabalik ng iba, but it is still a shared lane. So, what are the challenges that you encounter every day, and how do you see that from the eyes of, the cyclist that's already on the ground?
Okay, so to be honest, I didn't really like the bike lanes when they popped up, especially back in 2020. Most of the time, the bike lanes are placed on potholes, on drainages, especially in San Juan where I live. It's on drainages, it's uneven, so it's really unusable. Before, when there were no bike lanes, I take the lane. Taking the lane as a bike commuter is often called vehicular cycling, where you take the whole lane so that you're more visible to motorists. But then, because of the bike lanes, I had to somehow move to the side because of them. But then eventually I realized the bike lanes actually help in making people understand that you can bike going to places, you can bike commute. So that's where I started to shift in my thinking, not only for myself, but for other people as well. So that's where I started promoting bike commuting, showing the challenges and also showing the fun side of it. So I show both the fun side and the challenges so that people will be prepared.
Let's talk about the fun side. Parang puro tayo problema. Doon tayo sa fun side.
For me, bike commuting is fun. That's all I can say. I mean, I wouldn't have been bike commuting for so long, since 2004 and until now, if it wasn't fun. So, it's really hard to show on camera. Most of the time where I'm bike commuting and it's fun, it's really a boring footage because I'm just biking. So I usually show the interesting footages on cam where something happens or there's an altercation with a motorist or something.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, but that's not actually the fun part. That's more of the interesting parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, biking is really, you really have time to think, and it doubles as your exercise. There's so many benefits to it. You get exercise, so you save so much time because your commute is shorter. So a 6-kilometer distance will take an hour in a car and public transport, but on a bicycle it takes 30 minutes. So it shortens your time and it also doubles your exercise. So it's really a win-win situation.
And your family and friends, have you influenced them also to do bike commuting? And with Manila Bike Commuter, were you able to build a community already, or encounter other cyclists and other enthusiasts?
Yes, actually, I've partnered with several communities already, like Bicycle Friendly Philippines, Pinay Bike Commuter community, Happy Pedal Project. Yeah, we've partnered for several projects. I've also partnered with local government units like Quezon City and Taguig. So yeah, because of the page, I've met so many people, so many friends. And actually there was one time, I'm not sure if it's funny or what, but someone approached me. I was at an event, a cycling event, and she was crying. So inaasar ako nun kasama ko kasi ba't ko daw pinaiyak. So parang she was crying because she was moved by my posts, that she really her life changed because she started by commuting, because she was inspired by my posts. So it's really those people that really inspires me to continue with my advocacy with promoting bike commuting.
That's where you see also that your content it has an impact to your viewers, to your audience. How do you feel about that? And of course, that brings you merong weight yung may responsibility underneath it. So how do you feel about that?
Actually, I carried the responsibility early on. I studied the traffic code. I have a license and I've studied the traffic code, all the laws relating to bicycles and motoring. So I've studied that because I didn't want my page to be a source of misinformation. So I really had to check. I really had to read everything,
Important,
the DPWH bike lane guidelines as well as the OTRs. So I read all of those so that I'm sure whenever I talk about something, it's coming from legal stuff and it's coming from actual guidelines set by the government.
Since you are already mentioning the government, from your own lens, what does the year of riding and recording taught you about the transportation system that Metro Manila in particular have, and what should be done?
I think this is the problem with the government, is that they're too focused on moving motor vehicles or car-centric. So in our statistics or actual data, there's only around 12% of the population in Metro Manila who has access to cars. In the whole of Philippines, it's actually smaller. It's around 6%. So why does the government they prioritize too much the movement of cars when in fact the majority of the population actually moves not through cars. They take public transportation. They take bicycles.
Active mobility.
Yes, so they walk. And the problem with their transport system is that the public transport is not meshed with active transport. You have MRT stations that are in the middle of nowhere there's no actual walkable path to go to them. So how do you expect people to take public transport when they have to ride a car to go to the MRT station? It doesn't make sense. That's why it has active and public transportation go hand in hand. They really have to be done properly so that people will not rely on cars for their transportation.
But through your content, do you think that would help for you and for the other cyclists to have a partnership, have a coordination, especially with the government, the national agency you had with LGUs, pero like on a national level, specifically maybe DPWH, DOTR?
Yes, actually I've been invited several times by the Active Transport Project Office of Department of Transportation, and I've had consultations with the Department of Public Works and Highways. So it's been going on, but of course they don't what do you call this? They do hear or listen to what we say, but in terms of policy or really implementing infrastructure, it's a different story. So katulad nga na sinasabi ng active transportation, I've heard from them several times, malayo na, pero malayo pa. So we're still trying to improve little by little the active transportation and public transportation as well.
All right, on that note, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll find out what years of bike commuting have taught our guests about the streets of Metro Manila. Stay with us as we speak with Janardan Das Ladyong, better known as Manila Bike Commuter. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM.
Looking for the perfect escape? Discover Club Nalu, a serene beachfront retreat where stillness meets style. Nestled along the quiet shores of Bacnotan in La Union, Club Nalu is designed for slow mornings, ocean breezes, and moments that help you unwind. From cozy rooms and sun-drenched villas to relaxing spaces inspired by nature. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and recharge. Club Club Nalu. Come as you are and leave feeling a little lighter. Book now at clubnalu.ph.
And we're back. This is Shift Happens on Mellow 947 BFM and BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. I'm Gie Barroga. We're still here with Janardan Das Ladyong, better known as Manila Bike Commuter. So, Manila Bike Commuter, mas madaling maalala. But you were invited in consultations from government agencies. Did you see any changes during those conversations that you had and that are now being implemented in our bike infrastructure?
Maybe I could talk about the most recent one, which was the sidewalk improvement project along EDSA. So when it was first shown to us, I mean, when we were having the discussions with them, there have been walks along EDSA to talk about the bike lane and the sidewalk there. So, but then when they started the improvement project, the bike lane was placed on the sidewalk, and the minimum width that is required for a class 1 bike lane, which is not on the roadway, it's on the sidewalk, is 3 meters. But the bike lane that was placed on the sidewalk along EDSA was not 3 meters. So we really I had discussions with fellow advocates. I was asking, what can we do? It's so frustrating that if we don't talk now, and this continues, we will be forced, I mean, it will not be forced, but it will be on us if the bike lane continues on the sidewalk and nobody uses them because they're not usable. So the dilemma is there for us. But if we do talk, we could be considered as ungrateful because they're improving the bike lanes, but we're not thankful enough or something. So it was really a dilemma for me. But then I think it would be better to speak now and not wait for it to be finished. So that's when I made the video. It went viral. I talked about how narrow the bike lane, and it's also the yellow strip for the visually impaired is on the bike lane. So it doesn't really make sense to mix the visually impaired, pedestrians, and bike commuters. And if you can see the video, the footbridge is just beside the very narrow strip of both pedestrian sidewalk, bike lane, and the visually impaired strip combined.
Yeah, but do we have enough space when talking about that?
Yes, that's a problem because most of the time the government is not really. They would say they want to promote active and public transport, but they don't really want to disrupt the system so much so as to really improve public and active transport. Like we've had the bus carousel along EDSA for so long, but there has been no improvements along any other major thoroughfares to have or to prioritize public transport. So that's where the disconnect lies. So like with this project, the disconnect lies with before we had the bike lanes along a one lane, so it was protected. It's a class 2 bike lane. A class 2 bike lane is on the road. It can be either protected or not, but it's exclusive. So before it was there, but they didn't want to remove a car lane, what they call a car lane, but it's just a regular lane. It can be for every road user. So they wanted to remove that. So they placed the bike lane on the sidewalk. They just widened the sidewalk a bit, but it's not enough to be a class 1 bike lane. So that's what we're saying, that if government really wants to improve and promote active and public transport, they really have to commit and really providing the enough space and hindi yung substandard. Kasi yung ginawa nila sa sidewalk sa EDSA, it's substandard according to even their own standards. Because as I've said, kung ano siya, class 1 bike lane siya, it should be 3 meters at its minimum.
But do you think that Metro Manila is, well, at what percentage are we right now when we think of Metro Manila as a bike-friendly area for cyclists? Like, if you would rate it, ilan siya?
That's a question that's really hard to answer because for me, a bike-friendly place is a place where a kid as young as 8 years old and the elderly as old as 80 years old, or what's called 8 to 80 in other countries, can bike safely without supervision. So as long as we don't have that, we're still far away from that. I couldn't really say it's bike-friendly.
So wala tayong,
Yes.
like
kasi,
in 1 to 10, wala.
Kasi we have to evolve. Kasi yung nangyari sa bike lanes natin, it's really made for people who already bike commute. Like, I don't need bike lanes, but they place the bike lanes for me, who's someone who doesn't really need them. What we need are bike lanes that will make it so that other people can bike commute. Like people who's afraid of cars, so they really need the protected bike lanes for them.
And through Manila Bike Commute and all the other groups that we have in the cycling community, how are you guys helping or coordinating with each other to help solve this issue, help solve this problem for the good of all, not just cyclists and active mobility advocates, but all the other road users?
Yes, we try to, I try to join the consultations as much as possible, especially the public consultations with active transport. Like the Quezon City, they have the monthly kapihan where they invite stakeholders. So Taguig also started with their own. So 2 cities na at least here in Metro Manila. So I try to join those as much as I can. And Active Transport Project Office of DOTR, they invite me whenever they have events or they want to push something that they can't really on their own and they need the help of stakeholders.
Very, very quickly, your vision for cycling, the future of cycling in the Philippines, in Metro Manila in particular?
I think that's really my vision, the 8 to 80 vision, that students as young as 8 years old and the elderly as old as 8 years old. Kanina lang, nung dumating ako dito labasan ng students. You can see students walking on their own without supervision, without parents or guardians. Pero most motorists, it's either they don't like to see it or they turn their blind eye to them kasi they're everywhere. The students are everywhere. Whenever there's labasan sa school, makikita mo ang daming estudyante naglalakad Pero bakit hindi natin pinaprioritize na maging safe sila sa pag-uwi nila at sa pagpunta nila sa eskwelahan?
Yeah. We really hope our roads will be safer for all road users. He is Janardan Das Ladyong, better known as Manila Bike Commuter. Thank you so much for coming to the show and to the studio. And that concludes our roundup of the stories driving the industry forward. I'm Gie Barroga. Join us again next week on Shift Happens, your fast-track guide to everything on the move. Keep it here on the Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM.